So we have to get to the root issue on what's causing your breakage. And the reason why I say this is because once you figure out what is the root cause of your breakage, then we can course correct that, and then your hair will be able to retain length and you can actually see your hair growth. So when it comes to diagnosing your hair, you really can do a self-diagnosis yourself, even at home. In this video, I am prepping my client's hair and I'm getting ready to blow dry it out so I can look at her ends, and we're going to be doing a flat twist style. But when my clients come in and they might be experiencing breakage or trying to figure out what's going on, I ask them like a series of questions, and sometimes the first couple of questions I don't really get the answer I'm needing, but the more and more my clients talk and we talk about their hair routine, I can kind of see the breaks in their routine and figure out what is going on. So I want you to sit back and watch this video and answer some of these questions for yourself. Like, on a day-to-day basis, how are you handling your hair? And honestly, y'all, when it comes to this breakage thing, it could be one thing that you're doing wrong that's breaking your hair off. So even as I'm handling my client's hair, when it's wet, the hair is so weak. So just pay attention to how rough you are handling your hair when you are brushing it or combing it when it's wet. That could be a key. It could also be the tools you're using. I had a client who came here earlier this week and she was asking me what brush I was using. I was telling her I was using an unbrushed, and she was like, yeah, because I have a hard time detangling my hair and I kind of get frustrated, and I don't know, I think it's breaking my hair off. So another question you want to look at the tools that you're using to detangle your hair, because the tool she was using was a dimming brush. I don't really too much care for the dimming brushes like that, y'all, to be honest with you. Maybe after you have detangled with the wide tooth comb or unbrushed, but dimming brushes, to me, I don't like them, only for like styling, for like washing goes, but for primarily detangling, I don't recommend it depending on your hair type. So pay attention to your tools. So now I am giving my client a nice trim. She did have some breakage going on right at the nape of her neck. And so when I blow dry her hair out and looked at it, all I seen was a kind of like a thin spots in the middle center of the back of her nape. So it was causing some inconsistencies. I didn't put the clip in the video, but I did go in and I trimmed her nape area to get it together. We was talking about her routine and how she was moisturizing her hair. And sometimes this can happen. We can be so focused on one area of the hair and we're moisturizing and giving it what it needs, but then we neglect another part. And so you might be saying, well, Lisa, I shampoo my hair, I moisturize my hair, but sometimes we only do the parts that we can actually see and we forget about the nape area. And I've been noticing that with a couple of my clients lately, and I've been telling them, like, be intentional with moisturizing even the back and that nape area. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that kitchen area. So examine that in your routine. If you notice that, like, oh man, my hair seems shorter in the back, because I hear a lot of people say, oh man, the back of my hair, it don't be growing as fast as the front, or the front of my hair is always longer. Pay attention on how you handling the back of your hair. Do you neglect moisturizing that nape area, the back of that hair? Because of course, as humans, we're always looking at the front of our hair. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I know y'all hear this wind blowing. I'm out here at the park getting a walk in. Y'all didn't ask me that, but I just went ahead and tell y'all that because I'm at the park. You know what I'm saying? Get my walk in. Look, I gotta fit it. I got to fit these YouTube videos in when I have time. So look, y'all might hear me huffing and puffing, but hey, don't worry about that. Focus on the information I'm giving you, okay? The other thing I want you to examine in your routine is looking at the scarves and the bonnets that you're using. So if you're noticing like there's some breakage in a certain area, a lot of people don't realize it can even be their scarves and their bonnets. You know, you might be tying a scarf, but you might be tying it too tight. You might be wearing a bonnet, but it might be the type of bonnet that have the elastic band that's rolled up against your hairline that's breaking your hair off. So examine that. Are your scarves too tight? Is your bonnet have the elastic band that's rolled up against that part that seems to be breaking off? So again, be asking yourself these questions. Do you wear a low, tight, wet ponytail? So I had a video that talked about 3 things you shouldn't do to your hair. That was one of the things I said. The wet, tight, low ponytails. That could be broken off the nape area. And the other question is, have you been stressed lately? Now I know for y'all gonna say, well, at least I'm always stressed. Well, honey, well, that's why your hair always not growing. But no, all jokes aside though, for real. If you stress, that's definitely affecting your hair growth. If you're going through some things mentally, that's definitely affecting your hair growth. So I am flat twisting my client's hair. I'm actually using my own product, which is called the Marie Legacy Styling Foam. That's what I'm using to flat twist her hair. Just 2 products, and I'm also using a oil to seal the moisture in. I'm using the natural oil. I have it in this applicator bottle because it's kind of easy to apply versus squeezing it out the other bottle. But if you want any of the oils or the products that I'm using, you can go to my website, lisasmiles.com, and purchase the products that I'm using. So just oiling that scalp, and then I'm putting the foam on it to twist her hair. Now flat twist, that's the foam I just showed y'all. Flat twist is a very like low maintenance style. It's a less tension on your hair, and it's a good protective style if you want to switch up, you know, styles. It's not going to cause a whole lot of breakage. Kind of just give your hair a break where it's low manipulative. And really the only thing you have to do with this style is a scarf, satin scarf or a satin bonnet at night, and you good to go. I'm actually twisting her hair like kind of like in a mohawk thing. So I'm going to twist this side of her hair to the center, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and just twist it all the way down. And the good thing about this style, as you'll see once I get towards the end, she can get a couple of styles out of this. She can pull this style all the way up into one ponytail. She can do half up, half down. She can wear it all down. She can even take it out and then have a twist out. So I love the flat twist styles. It gives the illusion that your hair is braided, but it's just, just flat twisted. And that's the thing, like when you are experiencing like breakage and stuff like that, I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. It's good to switch up the type of styles you're using. It's good to switch it up because if you're experiencing breakage or something like that, and you always know it's like, man, my hair always breaking off like this. But that's another question. How are you always wearing your hair? Are you always wearing the middle part? Are you always wearing a side part on the left? Are you always wearing the side part on the right? I always say switch it up. If you do a middle part most of the time, next time you get your style, switch it up and do it to the side and then do it to the other side. That way it kind of gives your hair a break from wearing it in the same style all the time. So definitely switch your styles up and give your hair a break, and don't stress your hair out by just wearing the same styles all the time. Now, just to give you a few tips when you flat twisting, remember, if you have difficulty flat twisting, practice makes perfect. I do have a class on my website where I'm showing you how to flat twist your hair if you want a more in-depth explanation if you can't get it from watching this video. But just a few tips when you flat twisting. You always want to start off with 2 even pieces and just twist. And the key with flat twisting your hair, if you know how to cornrow or corn braid, I heard somebody call it corn braid. I never heard it called corn braid or scalp braids. People be having some names, but I call it, cornrows. If you know how to cornrow, this concept is a little bit more easier because all you're really doing as you're twisting the hair, you're picking up hair as you go. So you got to keep picking up even sections as you go. And then once you get to the end of the scalp, you just 2-strand twist all the way down. And you just want to make sure that the pieces are consistently even throughout. And it take practice. And now I'll say this, if you're somebody and you're just learning how to flat twist, sometimes it's best not to even look in the mirror and then just twist it. So here's the first side of how her hair look. And I'm going to speed this part up and I'm going to twist it on the other side. So you see how juicy and plump her twist look? Because we gave her a nice trim. She got a nice treatment too. So her hair is prepped and ready. And typically with this style, you can get about 2 weeks. Some people maybe a week and a half. But if you tie your hair down at night, you can get close to 2 weeks with this style because you can do so many different looks and styles. So here is the finished look. As you can see, I did individual twists in the front, and then here is the back. I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Thank you for subscribing, and shouts out to all the members of the Smile Tribe. See you in the next one. Bye.